Welcome back to mini video series on fractions. So in this video, let's take a look at something called the divisibility. So if a number can be divided by another number, so this another number will be considered as a divisor, where the remainder is 0. So if the divisor can divide by this number evenly, then we say the number that I'm starting out with is divisible by the divisor. All right. So what that means is a lot of time when we say something go into something, all right. So there's something on the outside go into my dividend, okay, or my number evenly, and that's exactly what we're talking about right here. So these are the divisibility rules. It can definitely help us when it comes to simplifying or reducing fractions. So numbers that are divisible by 2, a number is divisible by 2 if the last digit of the number ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Some people says 2 can always go into an even number, okay, because the last digits are 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So for example, 78, okay, your last digit ends in 8, so 2 can go into it. 66, last digit ends in 6, 2 can go into it. And 102, the last digit ends in 2. So that means 102 is divisible by 2. All right. So these rules can be very beneficial when it comes to simplify or reducing fractions. Divisibility by 3 says a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3. So for example, 78, how do I know 3 can go into 78? Well, what we do is add up the digits of the number and see if 3 can go into it. So if you take 7 plus 8, which is 15, well, 3 can go into 15. 3 can go into 15 5 times. Therefore, 3 can definitely go into 78. So that's what I mean by the sum of the digits that is divisible by 3. 66, so 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 can go into 12. 3 can definitely go into 66. What about 102? I purposely use these use the same example for 2s and 3s here. Well, if you add up the digit, 1 plus 0 plus 2 is only equal to 3. So 3 can go into 3. That means 3 can go into 102 evenly. All right. So divisibility by 6 says a number is divisible by 6 if it is divisible by 2 and 3. So my example up here, 78, 66, and 102, these three numbers are both divisible by 2s and 3s. Therefore, these three numbers also divisible by 6. So you got to be divisible by 2 and 3 in order to be divisible by 6. Now a lot of people know about divisibility by 4 because if 4 can go into it, more likely 2 can go into it. A number is divisible by 4 if the last two digits of the number is divisible by 4. So my example here, 164, we're looking at the last two digits. Okay, if 4 can go into the last two digits, then 4 can go into the entire 104. So let me do this real quick. 64, last two digits of my number. If 4 can go into it evenly, then 4 can definitely go into 164. 4 going to 6 one time. Long division, we will subtract. So that's 2. Bring down the 4. And 4 going to 64 16 times. All right, so 4 does go into 64 evenly, which is the last two digits. Therefore, 4 can definitely go into 164. Okay, that's what I mean by divisibility by 4. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit of the number ends in 0 or 5. So make sure you understand, if the last digit ends in a 0, okay, that 0 is referring to as a tenth position. So if you end up with a double zero means hundreds. Okay. So I just want to point that out real quick for everybody. So divisible by 5 says only look at the last digit. got an ends in 0 or 5. So 205 ends in 5. So 205 is divisible by 5. 500 ends with a 0. So 5 can definitely go into 500. Okay. Divisibility by 10 is also look at the last digit, but the last digit got to end in 0. Okay. Most people probably remember this rule from growing up. All right. So 10 can go into 60, 10 can go into 500 because both of these numbers ends in 0. All right. So once again, learning divisibility can definitely help us when it comes to reducing or simplifying fraction. That will conclude this video. Thank you for watching.